Salutations everyone, my name is Silta and welcome to the video. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be going over and discussing some of my favorite weapons in Warframe in a top 10 fashion. These weapons are in no particular order, but I will say that the last one is probably my favorite. Most of which I've chosen comes down to a blend of appearance and stats. Fashion frame people, it's the real end game. Twin Krohkur. Starting with number 10, we have the Twin Krohkur, a set of Grineer swords that you dual wield with finesse and speed. I personally like the Twin Krohkur for its high speed and status chance. I think it's a well-rounded melee weapon for whatever build you prefer. It has an average crit chance and a decent status build. I don't really see any downsides either to this weapon. It's well-rounded and great for slaying groups of infested bundled together or any enemy type in general. Typically I go for a viral build on all my weapons and Twin Krohkur is no exception. You can make a variety of builds based on personal preference. Number 9, we have the Dragon Akana. The Dragon Akana is an Akana with an average attack speed of 1.00, has innate slash damage of 159.8 per swing, and the crit chance is above average with a 2x crit multiplier, the status chance of which is 22%. I like this weapon for the sole reason that it was my first Akana and has been in my inventory since update 13 back in 2014, so I have a lot of history with this weapon. Of course, I can appreciate the fast swings and high crit chance. If possible, I'd recommend going for a corrosive crit hybrid to tear through most armors. Coming in at a number 8 is the Nukor. Disclaimer however, I only have the Kuva variant. This is coming from a purely Kuva variant perspective. The Kuva Nukor is a random weapon that you get from killing your Kuva Lich. This weapon uses base radiation damage and microwaves targets within its range. The Kuva variant however will actually tag other enemies. It reminds me of a ray gun from the old Destroy All Humans video game in the early 2000s. The reason I like this gun in particular though is because the radiation damage it puts out causes enemies to attack one another, so it serves as a good distraction. There aren't too many downsides either, other than the lack of damage output. It has a status chance of 50% with a very low crit chance, but if you manage to get a crit, it multiplies by 5 times. So I would say just go for a rad crit build and you'll be good. I use it more as a distraction weapon than an actual weapon. Plus, it's just really pretty to look at in this clip. Here comes our first prime weapon in this list. It's a hard choice between secondaries for me, but I usually go with the Pyrana Prime for its quick fire rate and shotgun-like speed. It makes quick work in groups of enemies as the bullets shred through the high slash damage. A bonus to this primary is that you can dual wield it, sort of. You see, when you get 3 rapid kills with the Pyrana Prime, an ethereal second one forms in your hand and you can fire twice as many bullets. My recommendation is to go for a high fire rate crit build as it's a more crit based secondary weapon. Aklex Prime, my personal favorite secondary weapon in the game so far, and also one of the first introductions of prime weaponry. Back in 2014, this was a sought after pair of Lex Primes. I grinded a good 3 weeks for the pair that you see now. The Lex Prime in itself is an outstanding handgun that packs a punch. However, a pair of them with the right mods can eat through crowds of enemies with its status and crit chance standing at a 25%. A pair of 60/60 mods and some crit mods will carry you through pretty far into the game, I'd say. And if you can find a ribbon with a good roll, the Aklex will bring down even the most powerful enemies with a sufficient build. The Opticor. Do you like giant lasers? Did you enjoy the BFG from Doom? Well, Warframe has its own type of BFG. Allow me to introduce you to the Opticor, a corpus cannon laser that released a puncturing laser beam when fully charged. The wind up to this gun is slow and nearly unbearable, but a simple fire rate mod can change this significantly. I'd primarily focus on multi-shot and crits in this weapon of mass destruction, as it can easily blow up dropships and deliver explosive AoE damage to groups of enemies as you watch them disintegrate from this life to the next. Although not as powerful as other shotguns, the CORINTH has a nice 10-0 design. It packs a punch and comes with an under attachment that launches explosive rounds into the air and will knock down most enemies, allowing you to get in close and finish them off on the ground. The weapon itself has a 30% crit chance with a 2.8 crit damage multiplier, so if you can afford it, I'd put on a Hell's Chamber and go for a blast crit hybrid build. The weapon already has a grenade attachment, but the bonus blast damage will guarantee any stragglers will be knocked to the floor. SUPRA VANDAL. Yet another corpus weapon, but one you can only purchase from Karak when he visits relays. It's not even guaranteed he'll have it in stock either. With a decent fire rate, this corpus assault rifle is especially effective for status builds, and that's why I enjoy using it so much. It naturally has a high stat, but you can build upon it without too much forma. For example, I have a 99.9 status chance at the sacrifice for a bit of critical damage, which by the way, the SUPRA has a lot of ammo inside. The magazine itself has 300 rounds in it, so reloading is the least of your worries. This corpus weapon is probably my favorite corpus variant right now for its status build variety. ARGONAK. Coming back to Grineer weaponry, this assault rifle comes at a close second for my favorite Grineer weapon. It comes with two firing modes, semi and automatic. Personally, I prefer the automatic mode as it's more like an assault rifle than a rifle. When it comes down to it in Warframe, high fire rate weaponry is my go-to because of the copious amounts of enemies on screen. The semi mode gives higher critical damage per shot, but not by much. Yet again, however, crit chance is the way to go with this weapon. Status isn't as important as it has a lower chance of happening, but it wouldn't hurt to go for a corrosive or rad elemental damage type. I was lucky enough to receive a ribbon I re-rolled and got a 210.6 crit chance combined with a 132.8 heat chance. Needless to say, I went for a high radiation crit build that serves its purpose just fine. Reaching past a 50% status chance is also a good way to go with this if you can manage. Karak. Now, I know I said I wouldn't put these in any type of order, but I had to save the best for last. My personal go-to and most used weapon in Warframe is the Karak. Yes, one of the earliest starting guns in the game is my favorite. Now, I've had every variant of the weapon. The basic one you purchase in the market, the Wraith version you get from Grineer and Corpus Invasions, and finally the Kuva variant that has a maxed out 60 in toxin damage. From the start of Warframe, I fell in love with this Grineer assault rifle that even the most basic Grineer troops used. Sadly, I sold the standard and Wraith variants to make room once I obtained the Kuva version, so I will be going off the Kuva variant in this brief review. The Kuva Karak has a very high accuracy with a crit chance of 23%, status being even higher with 31%. The fire rate is steady, but it can easily be sped up with a wisp or a mod of some sort. The magazine contains 70 rounds and the reload speed is 1.7 seconds. The Karak may appear to be a standard weapon, weapon, but that's what I enjoy most about it. It has a very well-rounded base stat that can be manipulated in a multitude of ways that can provide a more efficient experience with the rifle. It's also an assault rifle, so it's a more realistic weapon that can help new players adjust accordingly with Warframe's fast-paced gameplay. I may be biased, but I recommend this gun to any new player struggling with the gunplay in Warframe. I usually go with a corrosive or viral build for this weapon, as its status chance and fire rate combined can give a guaranteed stat proc before the ammo runs out, so you have to reload. So put on some 60/60 mods and call it a day. For me, it's a versatile, well-rounded weapon that both new players and experienced players can enjoy using for a long time. However, if you don't have many rare mods or a good portion of Forma, an efficient trick I learned is to use Ash's Seeking Shuriken augment to shred any sort of physical armor from enemies. This allows my viral build to tear right through to the health and kill even the highest level enemies within seconds. These were just some of my top favorite weapons in Warframe. I figured I'd go out of my way to make a video based on them, even though there are a multitude more, and I even tried to make it cinematic by using the capture camera to give off nice slow moving close-ups of the weapons. So let me know what you guys think. This video was a lot of fun to make and I enjoyed making it, so expect some more Warframe type videos later. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, and if you want more, subscribe. You'll get notifications when I upload or go live. I also have a Discord down in the description, so if you click the link you can join me and have some good conversations with other Tenno, and you might even catch me there. Anyways, that's it everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.